Good evening friends, myself Rakesh and today I am going to tell you about the power of knowledge. We can see here that I am in this class only because of knowledge, because I want the knowledge. The next thing, we can see here that the knowledge is the awareness of fact on situation. Man started the living in the communities and he started the new things and the new places. In an ancient time, man was living in the communities. He was just saying about that I can talk with anybody. I can be familiar with anybody. And these facts are very important. We can see that from the ancient time he discovered the fire. From the ancient time he discovered the wheels. And only this happened because of knowledge. Because the facts, the minds which happens in the previous time that we can remember in the next time. It's only the brain. Next thing we can see that our knowledge is the amassed thought of experience. Just we can see that when, what topic or at what time we can get the knowledge. Just only one time, and it's only one basic thing is that if we have a question. If there will be question, then it must be answer. If there will not be question, there will not be answer. And only whole things are depend upon the knowledge. The next thing we can see that the beginning of knowledge is the discover something we do not understand. If the knowledge we want to get it only because of understanding, and the understanding purposes are should be higher at nearly about 100%. There is an end of gaining. There is no end of gaining the knowledge. We can take an example of the Tom Cruise. He played a very much important role in the last Samurai movie, in which he showed that at the childhood days he were not aware about the things which will be in the sword. But as he went to the school and he just started to fight with the sword and he made the last samurai. Just imagine the Tom Cruise is the last samurai. We can see here that this thing happened only because of the knowledge type. Next thing we can see that the man developed himself and he went not only to the limited area but he went to outside also. In picture we can see that for the generation of new things, for the generation of invention, you can see that this thing happened in the man's life and he became so rich and he became so developed person. Next thing we can see that the Taj Mahal made by Shahanshah. He made for Mumtaz. But the fact it was the Taj Mahal was the seventh wonder. Just imagine that the seventh wonder is in the India form, but it was so ancient. From that point of view to till that we have now at this stage. We can see that the Statue of Liberty. But Statue of Liberty, it's very old one. But these are the new buildings which are made by now architecture. The next thing we can see that man has an innocent person type of quality which he can make the too much of different things like that courage. But these are type of courage are depend only upon the knowledge. If we have knowledge how to be convert it into the power. Next thing we can see that at this time man was at the earth in ancient time, but nowadays he went to the moon. This you can see that these are the astronauts, and its very important thing is satellite. In this satellite we can see that the transmission of power, the transmission of energy, the transmission of knowledge is went from one place to another. The next thing you can see that it's the picture of bicycle. First picture there is the invention of first bicycle, and second there are the couples which went on the four wheelers. These are the bicycle. From this picture there's only one thing we can see that these are the two wheeler and this type of four wheeler. So from this point of view, the tires are two, but these are the four tires. Only the development is only because of the knowledge. The second thing you can see that about this thing, it's a two wheeler maintenance of Yamaha with a 2 silencer speed, and it's having a 2000 nearly about 200 km/h speed. It's used very too much of lost type of petrol, and it went for too much of long speed. The next thing you can see that all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them was made by the Walt Disney. In this movie, in this picture, you can see that the last there are the animal and the man who is throwing out there to getting the gold. In this picture, you can see that Walt Disney said that if you have a dream, if you have courage, if you have knowledge, then you can go at the farthest level. The next thing you can see that there are many, as per the uses, there are misuses also. You can see that there are many misuses which were made by the scientists, the engineers and the doctors also. The missile man of ex-president is called as the APJ Abdul Kalam, but the bomb sport which are made by the Dawood Ibrahim, the Laden, you can see here that the controversy. We can give too much of importance to the Mother Teresa for the peace, but we can't give the importance as per he made for the peace, but the another thing for Laden, he made the distortion. So he was an engineer, better engineer. As we can see that these important factors affect the knowledge. As we can see that knowledge is very important. Knowledge is a power, but if we used it correctly, there are many things which we should not be used in the knowledge also. In this next time, we can see that these are my mother and father. My father is now a company worker in Concert Pharmaceuticals, and my mother is a housewife. My father, he did the ITI and now he is worker, and my mother, he did the 9th standard and now she is a housewife. But I praise to my mother and father that they got me, and I am so lucky only because of knowledge. In my previous life, there are the two things happened in my life, that my mother and father, they were both, at least they know how to be learn. What is the education and what is the educational privacy. You can see that the profit only made by because of knowledge, not by the money, not by the other things. You can see that the next thing is the small kid who is learning the book. It is a type of that thing that he will be in the future Abdul Kalam. He will be in the future will be Mother Teresa. But if the guided person made him so correctly, then he will be something like this person. But the misuse of this knowledge may he made the Laden or the Dawood. So these are very important things that should not be happen in the knowledge. So thank you everybody for listening carefully. Thank you sir, giving me a chance. Thank you all.